All right, it's our Pacers-Bucks series prediction. First, make sure you subscribe. Let us know who you got in this series and how many games, who your X factors are, all that good stuff. Kwab are bringing you predictions for each first-round series in the playoffs. You know we do game recaps. We're going to do also top 10 contenders. We haven't done that yet. We're going to do that as well. Okay. Yeah. You can give me the rock.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kwab, let's do this. We're going to do this like we do our other predictions, starting off with the underdog first. So it's the Bucks win this series if blank.
If Doc Rivers isn't coaching this team, I think if let me stop. No, I think if you're gonna need like a crazy Giannis series,
Yeah.
but I think which is usually a consistent theme. Like Giannis always shows up, but I think the Bucks win this series if they're able to get consistent play from different players off their bench.
Okay.
Without Dame in the lineup, like it's a different team. So you already know who the offense is being ran through. So you're hoping you get some consistent scoring and defense from like the Bobby Portis, and who I think is going to be the X factor. I think it's going to be Kevin Porter Jr.
Kevin Porter Jr. is your X factor?
Yeah, I think he's going to be my X factor just because perimeter wise, they need consistent, like somebody like who can create his own shot, get to the basket from the perimeter. Without Dame, they're not. Who else can they go to when it comes to that?
Yeah.
Not like you might get some play from Gary Trent Jr. I'm trying to think who else. Like, so it's like they've been a weird team all year for us. Anytime we watch them, because we're expecting them to be better.
Yeah.
And it's just been really up and down. And then now with Dame out because of the blood clot issue, it's going to be tough. So I feel like they're going to need like consistent play from everybody other than Giannis.
Yeah.
So, and that includes your bench. You're going to need consistent play from your bench. That's who I think that's gonna matter for this team to possibly beat the Pacers.
All right, I'm going to say the Bucks win this series if Kyle Kuzma is who he thinks he is.
You know what's crazy? I forgot Kyle Kuzma was on the team.
You didn't mention him.
I didn't even mention him. Like I forgot.
I was waiting
just
for you to
because he's
mention
like.
And I say this because the reason why the Bucks won the championship, when they won the chip, Giannis is number one, right? So this,
Yep.
I'm not saying that this is the reason, but a huge reason was they had Chris Middleton, right?
Yep.
You had someone who you can give the ball to when the defense is loading up on Giannis, and you say, good luck guarding him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he
Yep.
can create his own shot. He can do what he wants to do. I think that this is what this version of the Bucks is missing without Dame, because Giannis has been unreal.
Out of this world.
Like, Giannis has been on a level that, like, and it's not even being talked about, which is, I think that people are just sick of talking about Giannis and how good he is. And I think the SGA Jokic conversation has kind of gone off the rails, and people have forgotten how good Giannis is or can be. He's been unreal to the point where I've had to, like, fight my instinct on this, because my instinct was, Pacers are going to win this in 5. And that's not my prediction, by the way. But, like, Giannis has been playing so well that it's like, okay, I got to take a step back now, because Giannis can win this series by himself. He can.
Yeah.
But I do think he's going to need help. I think he's going to get help from Brook Lopez. I think Brook is solid to show up. I do think him and Miles Turner are going to have some weird three-point contests throughout the whole season. So that's going to be fun to watch. Yeah. But he's going to need someone like Kyle Kuzma. So when the Pacers decide we're building that wall, or we're double-teaming Giannis, or we're trapping Giannis, someone else do something, it's going to have to be Kuzma. This is why you got Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma came in to be somebody who can help Giannis carry the load on the offensive end. He's somebody throughout his career who showed that he can at times do so, but he's also somebody at times who's been like, wow, I don't know who you are, or if you are who you think you are. So to me, I think the Bucks win this series. Giannis is going to have 30, 10, and 10. He is. I just don't think there's any way around that. But if Kyle Kuzma could get them like anywhere from 18 to 20, 22 points a game, efficient shooting, continue playing good defense, because he's played pretty well on that end since he's come over, I think the Bucks have a real shot at winning this series. Kwab.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I forgot Kuzma's on the team just because he's been so inconsistent the whole year, and some of the stuff, like, he's just been ridiculous. But Yeah, I might want to change my X factor. Yeah, that's a great pick just because they need that player like who is like, yo, we're throwing three players at Giannis. Somebody else do something. It's gonna have to be Kuzma. So that's a great pick by you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, Kwab. The Pacers win the series if blank.
If they show up on both sides of the ball, like we know who the Pacers are, like offensively, when they're playing the level of defense they're capable of playing, they're a top team. It's just that it is what it is. You're a top team when they play the defense you're supposed to be playing. We know what you're going to get from Haliburton. Pascal has been playing well also. Like Turner, like you said, it's going to be the 3-point contest between him and Brook Lopez. That's hilarious. The big man 3-point contest. But when the Pacers are playing both ends of the ball and you're getting stops, you're able to play how they want to play in terms of just running and just pushing the offense. So I think it's important for them to establish how they're going to play defensively because that's gonna dictate the whole series for them.
All right, I think the Pacers win this series if they run their ass off. Just run.
Yeah.
Run. The Bucks are slow. They did get more athletic at the trade deadline, which is something I think they desperately needed. But for the most part, they're still not the most athletic team in the association. They're not the fastest team in the association. Get into your offense really quickly. Don't let the defense get set. Get them in rotation really fast. Tyrese Haliburton getting into the lane, swinging the ball around. I think this is the way you beat the Bucks. If this gets into like we're gonna walk the ball up to half court and run a half court game versus your half court game, I think I'm not saying you're gonna lose a series, but you have Giannis on the other end. You know what I mean? Going tit for tat for you. So for me, I think the Pacers have a really distinct advantage, and that's their athleticism. It's their offense and how well it moves, how fast they can move the ball around the perimeter because the Bucks aren't the best rotating team. I think they have a clear advantage there. But if the game slows down, if it becomes like a muck it up, like, half court game, I think that favors the Bucks. So if I'm the Pacers, I am everything on makes everything. Let's go. Let's go.
Just pushing tempo.
Everything.
Yep.
Make the Bucks play fast. Make the Bucks play fast, and I think they can do that. Then they win the series. So who's your X factor?
Oh, it's my X factor. I was going to ask you the same thing. My X factor for the Pacers is going to be Aaron Nesmith.
Yeah.
Because I feel like nobody's going to be able to shut down Giannis, but defensively, he's probably their best, if not their best perimeter and forward defender that they have. And a couple of games I've watched, nobody gives Giannis trouble, but there are times he's able to hold up by himself.
Yeah.
And if you're able to do that for enough possessions, it allows like you said, it allows Giannis not to spray out the ball and give somebody else confidence to keep going.
Yeah.
Also, his aggressive nature in terms of offense always helps out the Pacers. Like he's one of the players that he'll run the floor, he'll shoot threes, he'll try to dunk on people when he has no chance, but then he gets it done. So I think he's going to be a big factor. I was going to say T.J. McConnell because he's one of my favorite cards, but I think it's going to be Aaron Nesmith this series.
I like that. I'm going to say Miles Turner just because I feel like if he's hitting the pick and pop three, you bring Brook out of the paint. Now they have no one to protect the paint. That can be a disaster for the Bucks. Also, he's going to be the biggest part of the wall.
Yeah.
When Giannis is going in
the main part of the wall.
And I know that the counter to that is, well, if Brook's hitting the three, then Miles has to get out there. But I would imagine that Rick Carlisle's going to do whatever he can to keep Miles in the paint, because that's what I would do. Maybe put someone else on Brook, Pascal. Pascal's small. Pascal's actually probably guard Giannis. Now I think about it. But we'll figure it out. I think, Rick, that's your job.
Rick, do your job.
I think Miles Turner is going to be a part of that wall that protects the paint. And the Pacers are going to have to rotate just like the Bucks are going to have to do so because Giannis is creating 3-point shots on his own. They can hit the 3 too. The Bucks have shooters. The Bucks do have shooters on that end too. Yeah. So it's a very interesting series. I'll give my prediction now. I have the Pacers in 7. I think this actually goes 7. Okay. I think this series only goes 7 because Giannis is playing out of his mind. I think the Pacers are a better team. I think they're significantly a better team. I think Giannis scares the crap out of me. If I was a Pacer fan, I'd be scared. I would be scared. Game 7 would be in Indiana, so I trust the Pacers at home there. I think both teams win road games. I honestly, it's weird because Dame is not playing game one. I assume he's not going to play in the series. I actually
Yeah.
like the version without Dame better. They seem like they know themselves more. There's like no confusion on who's running the offense and what are we doing. And Dame's also a weak spot on the defensive end that he can get picked on. So not saying that Dame's a bad player or anything like that. I just don't think that I don't know. I just don't think that the matchup would be good with a really fast team and pick and roll based team with Damian Lillard. So I think the Bucks have a shot in the series. I think Giannis has been playing out of his mind, and he's playing so good that it's made me like give them 2 extra games in the series. Although I still have the Pacers. What do you got?
I was gonna say Pacers in 6, but I'm kind of leaning Pacers in 7 also.
Okay.
Like you said, I feel like Giannis is gonna put up crazy numbers, like just ridiculous numbers, but they're gonna need some consistent play from like the Kyle Kuzmas, Kevin Porter Jr., even Torian Prince, Gary Trent, just their shooters, just to help them win some of these games. And I agree with the point you made. Like not having Dame on the floor doesn't mean they're a better team, but they kind of just their roles are more defined now.
Yeah.
So it feels like they might know who they are, but I feel like the Pacers are the better team. Just especially when they play both sides of the ball. If they're pushing the ball, running the floor, like going crazy, like Haliburton has quietly returned back to form, what you expected from him. So that's gonna be important. That's gonna be an important factor in this series. I'm gonna lean towards Pacers in 7 also.
All right, well, there you go. Let us know what you think in the comments. Who do you have and how many games? Who your X factors are? Where you agree, where you disagree with us. Also, you can follow us everywhere at The Dime NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab, AKS. Watch our other prediction shows. Our other predictions. They're out, I think. I don't know what order we're doing this.
Yeah, they might be out. They
might not be. Subscribe.
Whatever.
You'll see them.
Yep.
Peace.